Thank you for listening to Tipsy Takes. I am Joshua.
And I'm Ashley.
And on our show, we try out and review a new bottle of liquor. We then read questions from online and give our best married couple advice from all of our years of experience. Hello and welcome to another episode of Tipsy Takes.
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I had a great week at work, so I'm ready to try things out and celebrate.
What happened at work?
Well, I actually qualified at work this week.
That's very exciting. I'm very proud of you.
It is. Thank you. So now I can actually cover shifts and stuff like that, so I'm not in training anymore.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it's been a long time because I started back in May. So it was May, June, July, and August. It's been a long road. And now it's exciting because now I can start working hard.
Well, you've been working hard.
Yes, but now get paid a little bit more and I'll be working more hours.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, still 12-hour shifts, but it'll be more frequently because we can cover when people call out or if we're shorthanded. So that's good. How was your week?
Good. Kept busy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what did you do this week?
Well, I did a thing.
You did a thing? What thing?
I did a thing. I just filed my paperwork for my own LLC.
Oh my goodness, you're starting your own business.
Yes, it's been long overdue, but I finally think I'm ready, and now, I guess I have no choice because I just paid to have my paperwork sent to the state.
And what's your business about?
It is personal training.
What?
I know. Big surprise. I know.
You teach people how to lift weights properly?
That, accountability, habits, exercise, all the things.
Well, that's super exciting.
It is. It's a process, so this is just the first step, so it's not, an immediate thing. Like, it's not,
Yeah.
But there's still a couple things that obviously need to be done and filed and sorted out, but it's getting there. So this is just the first step, and it's official.
Wow, that's really cool. I'm excited for you.
Well, almost official, but the paperwork has been sent to the state.
Good. I guess we'll have to do some more fitness stories here on Reddit.
Yeah. We definitely can.
All right, so let's get into what we're trying tonight. This is a fancy little bottle. It's Gaison Ginger Flavored Vodka.
It's probably pronounced something different, but who knows?
Gaison. It's Gaison. Ginger Flavored Vodka. It's a product of France. And it is 80 proof. It's fancy. It's got like is that a griffin on the front? It is. It's a griffin. And it has a picture of ginger, which is good. All right, let's try this out.
All right.
As always, I like the cork top ones.
Yeah, and that wasn't planned out when you bought it, or maybe it was. You picked
What, that
this
was
one.
a cork top?
Yeah.
No, I saw the ginger on it.
Yes, it was different because I don't think I've ever really seen a ginger flavored vodka. Have you?
I don't.
Or have we tried one?
Maybe a mini at one point.
Maybe we did. I honestly can't remember now. I feel like we've tried a ginger flavored something. I just can't remember.
Beer.
Well, ginger beer, yeah. Is it leaking on you?
Yeah.
Did you spill this time? Was it me?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whew.
Well, that's very strong.
That is very strong.
Can you taste the ginger in it?
Not really.
Maybe. Maybe a little bit?
I like a hint.
Huh.
I was expecting it to be more gingery.
I was too, but you know, I like ginger beer because I like Moscow mules.
Yeah.
So I'm used to ginger beer flavor.
Yeah.
Ginger.
I wasn't expecting it to be that much ginger, but I was expecting a little bit more than this, to be honest.
It's like a hint of ginger.
It's like you and how you comment on my sparkling waters, how they're it tastes.
It's the sparkling water with the thing rubbed up against the outside of the can.
Yeah, this just very vodka-y. It's not bad.
No. Well, I'm checking our list here of things that we've tasted because we have tasted over almost 300 different things.
Jeez.
Some of them are repeats just because we don't remember.
Oh.
We've tried Ginger Vale
Oh.
and Ellington Reserve Ginger.
That's what I remember. Okay.
And Gingerbread Cream Liqueur.
Oh, that's different. That's gingerbread.
Largo Bay Gingerbread Spiced Rum.
Yeah, I remember that one. That one wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, we've actually tried that twice.
Oh, well.
That's it for ginger.
Huh.
Yeah, this is our first ginger vodka, except for the Vale, which is vodka,
Oh, yeah.
which isn't very good. Because it's Vale.
They're not our favorites. But we keep trying them anyway.
Well, we tried most of them. Now we'll get a flavor if it's one we haven't tried that's related to the things we're trying. Like
Yeah.
the lemon.
Yeah.
That's what we tried on a live tasting on the last episode. That was a Tiki Time. But it's up on here.
Yes.
I don't know about this.
I'm just kind of disappointed it's not more ginger, to be honest.
I am also disappointed. We'll rate it at the end. We'll have it a few more times, and then we'll rate it at the end.
Which is so sad, because we're like celebrating here, and...
I know, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
About to go get some ginger beer.
Mixing with ginger beer.
I mean, I'm starting to taste it a little bit more, but maybe that's just me.
Maybe.
I guess it's like you said, maybe we'll see. Maybe it's more... I mean, I don't see anything floating in the bottle either, so I don't think there's like actual ginger pieces. So it's not like it's settled. It's just kind of... I was expecting more.
All right, looks like we're going to be starting off our stories with, Am I the Stupid Head?
All right.
Am I the stupid head for telling my mom she and my baby brother ruined my summer?
Oh.
I, female 16, graduated high school in June. Yes, I graduated early. My mom is currently 8 months pregnant, and she just had my half-baby brother, Ben, in October of 2021. So he's almost 2.
Okay.
My full-blood brother, Sam, male 14, was with our dad, who lives 8 hours away, all summer, and just got back 2 days ago. My stepfather works, so for most of the day it is just me, my mom, and Ben. I am with Ben in the morning for 2 hours. During this time, I feed him breakfast, change his diaper, and play with him. I also make my mom coffee and breakfast. My mom sleeps during this time. She wakes up around 9:30 and eats breakfast. Around 10, I walk my dog. When I get back, I put Ben to sleep. My mom plays on her PC during this time. When Ben wakes up, I make his lunch and she feeds him. Then I have to take him outside to walk him. Then I have to take him to water the plants. I have to fetch whatever my mom needs since she can't go up and down the stairs. On top of doing all this, I had 2 online classes I was taking. I also had a sick dog I was taking care of. With Sam gone, most of the house chores fell on me. It's a lot to handle. I never complained about any of it. I don't know if it's the pregnancy. My mom has been extremely mean. It only takes her 5 minutes after seeing me to start complaining about something I didn't do or did do wrong. She constantly calls me lazy and compares me to the kids my age who have driver's licenses and jobs. These are things I want, but I literally do not have the time because of all my jobs at home. This summer, I wanted to go to see my brother and dad for just a week because I missed them. My mom said no because I had to take care of my dog. Fair, I guess. I used to go downtown to the library and she said I can't go anymore because I didn't do insert chore or she needs someone to help with Ben, right? I wanted to take myself to the movies. No. I wanted to go to the fair with my brother Sam. No. Yesterday was college orientation. Not only did she text me while I was there complaining about me not telling her we ran out of dishwasher pods, but when I got home, she ranted at me for 20 minutes about how I always ditch my responsibilities. School starts tomorrow and I'm so exhausted and sad. I wanted this to be a fun summer. After yelling at me and then telling me to go buy dishwasher pods last night, my mom made me tell her what was making me so upset. I told her I wasn't ready to share it, but she threatened to take away my computer, which I paid for and also need for college. So I did. I told her I was tired of doing everything for her, that I felt underappreciated, and that she and Ben ruined my summer. She said she was more than capable of taking care of Ben on her own and sent me to bed. It's the next day and she won't talk to me. She also won't let me help with Ben. I am a little relieved because it's been a long time since I've had time to myself, but I also feel sort of bad. Am I the stupid head?
Oh my gosh, no.
No. Oh my goodness, no.
Wow. No.
She's 16.
I just have to. Exactly. I'm sorry. I kind of feel like I can relate slightly to this. But no. I mean, 16 and taking on those responsibilities. I don't know what it's like to be pregnant. I will never understand what that's like. Yeah. I know that it takes a big toll on your body. But if you aren't capable, like if you're not getting up and taking care of your kids and you're sleeping and playing on your computer rather than taking care of your kids, I'm sorry, but no, then you shouldn't be having more children.
Exactly.
You should not be expecting a 16-year-old to be taking care of your kid and helping out doing things with the household. Like, that's just a lot of stuff even for anybody.
Yeah.
Like, she shouldn't be parenting.
Well, she's trying to fast track her life. She's trying to get ahead, start college. She graduated at 16.
Which is very impressive. I mean, you graduated early.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks after I turned 17 is when I graduated because I wanted to start college. So I did extra schoolwork until I met all the requirements to graduate.
Yeah, so that's very early compared to most people.
Yeah, but it's because I wanted to get started on my life, not stay at home to babysit my little brother.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, because like for me, after I graduated, I got a job and I was continuing to take care of my younger brothers because I had to. So I kind of understand where it's like, yeah, you have to feed them and make sure that they're like safe and that they go to bed on time and make sure that they like take baths, brush their teeth, like things that a parent does. But when the parents aren't there, with this though, it sounds like the mom is there. She's just not there. Like, she's either asleep or playing on a computer, which I'm sorry, like, take care of your kid. I understand with pregnancy comes some like medical things, so maybe like if you are truly having trouble, but at the same time, I don't know, I've seen some pregnant women do some amazing things. Yes. And like work up until like they give birth. So I know every pregnancy is different, and again, I can't relate, but I just feel like if this was such a big thing, like, bottom line, you need to be taking care of your kids. 16, you're still a child.
Yeah, it's not your child's issue. It's not their responsibility to take care of you, whether you're pregnant or not. Sure, if you need them to help out, okay, but not continually do it like it's an actual job. But if it is and you want their help, then pay them to do it. That could be her job. She could be making money for the things that she needs to get done.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're holding her back from continuing progressing to becoming an adult.
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? She did a whole nother post for an update.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi. So first I want to say thank you so much for all the attention and support I've gotten. It feels so good to have people say good things about me for once. Here's a link to my first post, which is the one we just read. Basically, I'm a 16-year-old high school graduate, and my pregnant mother is putting a lot of household responsibilities, including taking care of my 22-month-old brother, on me. After reading your comments, I've realized a lot. I always knew my mom was a little verbally abusive, but you guys helped me see how bad it actually is. I am not supposed to have this many responsibilities at my age, and my mom is trying to make me feel otherwise by manipulating me. Her mother is a narcissist, worse than my own mom, if you can imagine that, and extremely manipulative. Her father has ADD and BPD, which is attention deficit disorder and bipolar disorder. So I know for a fact she has inherited some of this behavior from them. Per your suggestions, I have decided to look into emancipation. In the meantime, I will get my things in order to be able to back myself up. I am looking for a job through my college, and I am going to study to get my permit. If I'm able to get my permit this month, I can have my license by February. I agree that I do not need to get out of the house ASAP, but it will most likely be after the new baby is born, unfortunately. I am also deciding where I would like to live. I'm leaning toward my grandfather because he lives on the other side of the country, and he is at least extremely supportive of me and won't expect me to be his slave. A lot of you wanted me to move in with my father, but I'm sorry to say he's not the savior you guys want him to be. He and my mother divorced when I was 5, but we've never all been a family. I would see him maybe a few times a month, and now we speak once a month, if that. He is by no means my dad, just a friend who I check in with monthly who happened to get my mom pregnant. Here's what's happened since I posted. My mom kicked me out of the bathroom and is now making me share with my brother because apparently I am not able to keep it clean.
Wow.
Mind you, everyone uses this bathroom, and she constantly tells me that it's not just my bathroom, but of course I am the only one responsible for cleaning it. She has found a way to control my devices through some app that uses Wi-Fi to control them. I've gotten 3 15-minute rants about how irresponsible I am. I will no longer fight her and just stick to my plan of getting out ASAP. I have switched all of my college classes to online as well, so I can get up and leave when the time comes. I am done. Thank you guys so much for the support. Hopefully, when you hear from me again, I'll be out of this house. I want to be a lawyer. I know I can do it. Who knew I could get so much support from Reddit? Wow. Well, congratulations on wanting to be a lawyer. Like, that's cool. It's a good way to go. You can help prosecute mothers like your own. This is crazy. Like, her mom just complaining about how irresponsible she is, but she graduated very early. So that's like 2 years early.
Yeah.
She's already taking her college classes. She's looking for a job. She's looking for a permit. She seems very responsible. Already taking care of her brother and chores and the dog that's sick.
Yeah.
She's a very responsible person.
Oh, absolutely.
She's definitely not the stupid head.
No.
But her mom is.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's weird because, like, you don't, with all the stuff that she's doing, and to have a parent telling them that they're not doing enough. Like, I've been here. I remember what that was like, and that was terrible. Like, I think emancipating yourself is a great idea. I think get out as soon as you can. I think it'd just be better for you to be in a better environment.
Yeah, yes, definitely. I actually was looking into getting emancipated myself when I was younger. After I finished high school, I had finished my first semester of college, and I was looking to move out of my parents' house, and I was still, at that point, I was 7 months from turning 18, and the process to do it was going to take so many months that it would have been almost 18, plus it would have cost, I think it was like $650 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But this was back in 97.
Yeah.
1997, so I'm sure it's different now, but it wouldn't have been worth it. So what my mom did is she drew up a contract for me to sign saying that I won't do anything illegal because her and my dad were responsible for me legally. So when I moved out at 17, I just was on my best behavior. I rented a room, lived on my own, paid for my own food, worked, and went to college. So it's tougher to do that now because everything costs more.
Oh, yeah.
But it can be done.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I feel bad for this girl, but
I know.
she's going to be better off if she leaves.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, number 2. Here you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
I
taste a little more ginger. Is that just me? Maybe I'm just trying. It's wishful thinking.
Maybe. Oh, I inhaled it.
You're not supposed to inhale.
Not supposed to inhale alcohol. I mean, the vapors from it.
Yeah.
It is 80 proof, so I mean, it's okay.
It's all right.
It's not up there with the Stoli.
Oh yeah, no. This isn't something I'd like go out of my way to go buy.
No. I wonder if there's a recipe that can be made with it.
Yeah, add this to some ginger beer.
Well, yeah, you could. But you could add regular vodka to ginger beer. And...
Yeah, I know, but this just sounds really delicious right now.
All right, story number 2 from the relationship advice. You get this one.
I, male 29, cannot stand my walks now that my girlfriend goes on them with me. Am I reading this because it has walking involved? All right, let's see. For almost every evening for the past 8 years, I've been going on walks. I started doing it to relieve stress, and now it's a part of my daily routine. During my walk, I'll smoke, or sometimes I listen to music, but the main point of it is to clear my head and reflect. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I recently got back into the routine of going on them often. I took a long break after my son was born. When I got back into it, my girlfriend asked if she could join me because she wanted to stay consistent on keeping the baby weight off. In the 5 years that we've been together, she hasn't tagged along that much. Initially, I had no issue with it, but now I'm losing my mind. She's always talking during them, we're making constant detours, and I can't even do the things I usually do on them. For something that I initially started to relieve stress, it's not working that way. It's come to the point where I don't even want to take one. Now, before you suggest that I continue the walks with her and just ask her to change, I have. I honestly just think she forgets because she goes back to doing her norm. Sure, I can walk with her sometimes, but I just don't think every day with her there is the best. How do I tell her that I no longer want her to come on them with me?
That's funny. Because we go on walks together.
Yeah, but we don't have this problem.
No. I mean, we're actually going out.
Well, also because you don't walk to like clear your head or have alone time.
No.
So it's a little different. I get it because walking also clears my head and it's just like a nice, like I get it. I mean, I don't smoke or anything like while doing it, but I like to walk and listen to a podcast or listen to music, and it's just like me time. So I get where this is hard because you want that time, but you also want for your girlfriend too, because if it helps her stay consistent, you also want her to continue doing that because it helps her.
Yeah, plus it's relationship time together.
Yeah, but also if it's interfering, like if it's not benefiting because either, she doesn't understand it's like quiet time or, it's just not working out, then I get it because it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because I can do a lot longer walks if I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook because I just completely zone out and I'm listening to what's going on. I'm into the story rather than paying attention to my legs starting to hurt. Because like even when we go for walks on like the creek trail, but we also do hikes which go through hills or mountains. So this weekend we're going to Point Reyes, which is mountainy area.
Yeah.
Like it's hilly. There's, like redwood forest and whatnot.
Yeah.
And when we're doing hikes like that, I have a tendency not to talk as much because I'm trying to breathe.
Yeah.
So, like I can get that where like, I am normally a big talker, but when I'm focusing on breathing, I don't talk as much.
I've noticed.
You've noticed. You're like, I like the hilly walks because he talks less.
Well, and like with that, it's a little different because there's like, we're usually somewhere like newer or there's just different things to see.
Yes.
I guess if you're like walking through your neighborhood every night, you're probably taking maybe not the same path, but you're taking similar paths that you've already done.
Yeah, route.
It's probably not going to be exactly the same, but I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be a similar situation every night. And so I get wanting that time to clear your head. I think that's just something you have to be honest about. I think you have to say like, hey, like maybe, just not every night, I need some time just to myself, but I really want you to continue. Maybe like you can do your own thing and maybe we'll meet at a certain point.
I would suggest saying, hey, you can come with me, but I'm going to be listening to music to get into the rhythm of the walking with my headphones. And you just wear your headphones. And then if she starts talking, you won't even hear it. Because you'll have headphones on. I mean, it may seem rude, but if she wants to actually continue to go with you and interrupt your walks by talking when she says she won't, then you'll have to do that. Or just take 2 walks. I saw someone commented saying go on 2 walks, do a regular walk and then do a short walk with her. Because then it keeps her walking. Option. Yeah, and you get that little time together, but it's not taking up your head clearing time.
Yeah, but I mean, not everybody has time for 2, so...
Yeah.
I just think you need to be honest about it and just say, like, hey, like, I really want you to be able to continue doing that. And if that's, you really want to go with me, but you need to understand that I also need this time. And so it has to be this way, or we're going to have to do it separately and maybe, like, do part of the walk separate and then meet at a certain point and then do it together or something.
Yeah, well, and maybe she's doing this walk because she wants the time with you. And is looking at this walk as spending time with her partner.
Yeah, which I can get. That's hard. I mean, it's hard when you don't know. Obviously, we don't know like the situation with like their schedules and stuff. Yeah. But like, I get like if this is their time together, like you would obviously want to spend as much quality time as possible.
Yeah,
so.
And she's showing interest in his hobby of walking because he does this regularly.
Yeah, but she's getting benefit from it too.
Yeah. So it's like a guy who's a gamer, and then his girlfriend's like, oh, I want to try out your games, and then they get the game together. But you're really good at your gaming game, and she's not good at gaming, but she still
ruining
wants
your
to...
game.
Yes, it's like playing with your siblings, your younger siblings. I'm not saying that, girls are bad at video games. I'm just saying that
I know, because I could probably kick your butt in certain video games.
Like Mario Kart?
Or, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. I'm not a gamer, that's why.
Well, I'm not either, but I used to be
I just
into
mean
games.
when they start something, they're not at your level, whether it be a video game
no, I totally get it.
She may not even be able to walk as much as him.
Or, at the same speed, or...
Yeah.
I get it.
She's showing interest in spending time with you, and you have to remember that before doing anything with her. This may be a new thing, that you're just going to have to get used to it. With her talking on the walks.
Yeah, I think it just all comes down to communication.
Yeah, communicate with her how much you really don't want her to talk on the walk, and then explain to her. Or, say, hey, I'm going to listen to music for the first half of the walk. That's my time, so I can think about things without having to communicate. You don't even have to put music on. Just put your earbuds in, and it looks like you're listening to music. And then, like, halfway through the walk, take them out, and then that's the time when she can talk. Because then you're making a deal with her, half and half. Half the walks for me, half the walks for you. But this way, you don't have to go back home to pick her up or anything like that. It's a compromise.
Yeah, that works. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel it.
Oh, I am too. There you go.
Number 3.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whew.
I think I can taste the ginger a little bit more.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's coated in my mouth from before.
I don't know.
It does taste better now than it did.
Does it start coming up when you're starting to get a little tipsy? I don't know.
Well, it could be because that's usually if you're more tipsy, you can drink more.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
Maybe. It does taste a little bit more gingery, but not quite as gingery as I would hope. I want more ginger.
All right, before we read the third story, here's a word from our sponsor.
Stories that need to be told, crafted especially for you by award-winning performers, writers, and designers. Original full-cast audio dramas featuring remarkable characters played by actors you know and love. And incredible tales waiting to come to life in the theater of your mind. Will you join us?
We don't need them all to survive.
What are you gonna do to me?
Today must be my lucky day.
First blood! First blood! I did it! I did it!
Guys, turn around.
Now you're gonna burn.
There's someone trying to turn us against each other.
I'm like you, sent to this world against my will. Only I still remember everything that happened.
Unfortunately for you, I don't suffer fools gladly.
Heads up, everyone.
I wouldn't if I were you.
What makes you think I'll trust anything you say? How do you know about my dual identity?
You better keep an eye on your daughter.
You'll never touch her, you freak.
Time to go old school.
All great stories begin with adventurous ideas.
Go to www.adventurousIdeas.com or visit youtube.com/@adventurousIdeas for previews and details.
Doesn't that sound awesome? I'm actually the production coordinator for Adventurous Ideas. I am, as they call me, the watcher to keep track of all the projects because we have dozens of them and we have
So many projects.
so many projects. We have over 100 people involved or will be involved with voice acting, and there's a lot of people. Wow. So what do you do for Adventurous Ideas?
Well, I am the director of social media.
Wow, that sounds super fancy. What do you do?
I post on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah. I share what people are doing. I share about upcoming projects, things you should be looking out for, sneak peeks, that kind of stuff. I share when episodes drop or when you can find our amazing cast of voice actors at conventions.
Oh, yeah.
So you can meet and greets. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
It's very exciting.
Well, I also do some voice work, and you heard me in that commercial. I was the deep voice.
I do not do voice work.
You don't do voice work?
No, I'll just do it to social media.
Okay. This next story is another relationship advice.
Awesome.
Boyfriend 25 male doesn't want to get married yet. How do I, 25 female, stop being a wifey? That's in quotations, a wifey.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on with them. My boyfriend, 25 male, and I, 25 female, have been in a relationship for 6.5 years.
Okay, that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, that's 18 and a half?
Jeez.
Yeah, they've lived together in their home for 2, have a history from age 13, and 3 cats.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of cats.
It's just a lot of history.
It is. That's a long time. We always talked about moving in, getting married, getting cats, and maybe having from the get-go.
I think there's something missing, but proceed.
That's weird how it's written.
Just proceed.
Before I vent, I must preface that my boyfriend is a very good person.
Okay, if you have to preface that, there's some shit going
Just
on.
so you know, I'm a good guy.
Go ahead. Please keep going.
There's a lot of good guy TikTok videos that I've seen. He is very affectionate, supportive, makes an effort with my family, looks after his appearance, and strives to improve himself.
Okay.
He's also very happy-go-lucky. What's that like?
I don't know.
Also, all of the below issues have been brought up with him previously. A couple of months ago, he broke down and told me he didn't feel like he'd make any decisions in his life, and I'd make them all for him. Moving in, where we lived, etc. He also recognized he never told me how he felt about it and went along with it, so it's not my fault. But of course, I felt super guilty and upset.
Okay.
Previously, we had discussed that him earning £40,000, as I'm more advanced in my career, would be a reasonable amount to start saving for an engagement ring and a marriage. During part of this discussion, it came out that he didn't feel ready to get married yet, and money wasn't a part of this.
Okay.
I feel very hurt. Not only do I love the idea of a wedding, but I also desperately want him to want me as his wife. He even floated the idea of just flippantly calling me his wife. Example, no, I'm not wanting to use the toilet, I'm just waiting for my wife. Which I was offended by, but played it off like, haha, you can't do that until you've put a ring on this finger. That's in quotations also. Now I just feel like a proper nag, but he is not someone who is quick to do anything, so I tend to be the instigator for housework. House renovations, holidays, appointments for the cats, and my own promise ring. I'm very much willing to do things for him. He isn't very romantic, and I can't even remember the last time he initiated a date or did anything romantic for me. He just plays the "I'm a bloke, we don't think these things" card. That's also in quotations. I have brought this up many times. See, they're British because they had pounds, and they use the word bloke.
Yes.
I've been reading a lot to get perspective on the whole "I'm ready, he's not," and seeing a lot about not being a wifey when he doesn't act like a husband. This sits okay with me because part of the hurt is that I have put a lot of work into myself and the relationship and home. Naturally, we split housework, so I wash and put away his clothes and mine, pick up his food with mine, etc. How do I stop being a wifey without being downright petty? And will this help to ease the bad way I feel about this? Hoping to have some perspective from anyone who has been in a similar position.
Yeah, I can't say I've been in a similar position.
No, I mean, they've been together since they were first teenagers. Not together, but they've known each other though.
Yeah.
But they've been together for 6.5 years.
It's a long time.
And most people think, and a lot of people think, like, you don't have to put a ring on it to call each other husband and wife. People do it. And then, like, how long have you been married? Oh, well, we're technically not married. We've just been together for so long. And that's their answer.
Yeah.
But they still call each other husband and wife.
Yeah.
Because they think of themselves that way. But legally, they're not.
I get it.
Which is how it used to be before the 1500s when they required marriage licenses to get married. You just said, "We're married," in front of all your family and friends, and then you were married.
Yeah.
I mean, you spoke the covenant that you would, remain faithful.
Oh, of course.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
In front of everyone, witnesses.
Sure.
But now there's documentation to come with that.
Yes.
But that's just legally making yourself a husband and wife. Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to stop being a wifey, then you just stop. But you're still in a relationship with him. You're still a roommate, at least, with him. So you do have to help take care of things. If he takes care of things for you, you still take care of things. Just tell him, "Don't call me your wifey. Don't call me your wife until you marry me. Just say I'm your girlfriend."
Yeah.
I mean, you're still girlfriend, boyfriend, so you guys are still in a relationship together and still do those things for each other. The only difference is a piece of paper.
Yes.
Saying that you're married.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, it's hard because when you live together and you are living, so you're basically living as a married couple, but you're just not married yet.
Because he doesn't feel he makes enough money.
But money's not the thing. You don't have to have a big extravagant wedding to be married.
No. Honestly, I think it's a waste of money to have a big wedding.
Oh, yeah, no. I agree. There's better things to spend your money on. The thing is obviously if you want that big wedding, like, I get it. But the thing is, if you want to be married, that's a completely different thing. Like, being married, it's not just, oh, you have the wedding, like, and the ring. Yeah, it's nice to have. And I can't lie, like, I have those things. Like, I have the rings and I had a wedding, but, like, we kind of lived as if we were married before we got married. Yeah. Which is why we went to the courthouse and had it official before we had our wedding. It's because we were already living as a married couple.
Yeah, we just wanted to get the paperwork done with the government before the actual wedding happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, if it's so important to you to have the ring and to have that commitment, I understand wanting to have it. You need to make that clear. I don't think playing games or being petty is the way to do it. I think it's just saying, like, hey, like, we're having this lifestyle, we're doing this, like, we already, we want to have this, like, life with ourselves and our cats.
But there's 3 cats.
Yes, a lot of cats.
There's a lot of cats.
I'm just not a cat person. Sorry, y'all. I'm just not a cat person. But I mean, you have this life, and like being married is so much more than just like a ring and a piece of paper. It's the way that you live with each other. You know, it's a commitment you make. It's not just like having this expensive ring and this fancy wedding.
Yeah.
Those are just things.
Well, like, what are you expecting to do different in your relationship if you got married right now? Like, what are you expecting to change? Because if it's just going to go on being the same other than the title of it. Plus, you guys are young. You're still 25.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get married at 25. If you're not ready, then don't do it. If he's not ready, don't force him into it.
No.
And you also don't want to throw away a 6.5-year relationship with a guy you don't even have a problem with.
No.
He doesn't have any red flags that I can see. You know, the type of person he is, he doesn't feel like he's ready because he doesn't make a lot of money. But he's still putting into the relationship, and he doesn't cause problems. So
yeah.
Just stick it out. Just wait longer. Or
there's no rush.
You can talk to him about saying, like, hey, I don't really care about how much money you make. Maybe change what you're looking for in a wedding. Like I said, weddings really aren't all they're cracked up to be. The people waste money on them.
You've had a few.
I've had 3 weddings myself.
Thing is with you, let's just point this out. You've had different weddings. Like, you've had different style of weddings each time.
Yeah, the first wedding,
very simplistic.
Very simplistic. Went into there was a side room in our church, and it was free. We just had to pay for the food from the caterer and some other things. It came out to a little over $5,000, and I paid for that myself.
Yeah.
Got married. Okay. Second wedding went to, and my in-laws paid for it, and that was about 20-something grand, 21, 22 or something like that. And then my third wedding, like, I helped, like, we both put into that.
Yes.
You were working 6 days a week to put into that.
Yep, I remember.
And that one cost 24.
Oh, I don't know. You had the spreadsheet, but
yeah, I think it was around 24,000 for everything, because we actually had a big venue for that. It was a winery. It was across the street from a winery. It was a winery property.
I don't know.
It was a nice venue.
It was.
It's just, and then it lasted for a day. People didn't stay the whole time because it was really windy. We had tons of cupcakes left over.
Oh yeah.
Because it was windy and people left before that. It just seemed like, we just are out $24,000
for a
ceremony
party.
Yeah, it was a party because, again, we got married on paper before that, 7 months before that. It was so windy you couldn't even really hear us talking on the video when it was recorded. The photos came out great.
Oh yeah, they did. They were awesome.
Yeah, I just think that if you don't have a lot of money, just have a fancy party in somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an actual wedding. Get married down at the courthouse and then go have a get together with all your friends and family.
Exactly. I think it comes down to, what do you really want? Do you want to be married, or do you want the big fancy extravagant party?
Yeah, and
because you can have both. But the thing is, if you want to be married, go down, get it official, and then even a year or two down the line, then you have a big celebration. You wear the white dress, then you go all out. But the thing is, it's not necessary.
Yeah, if the actual title of wife comes with the documentation that you're married, then just get the documentation done.
Exactly. It's cheaper. It is what it is. You can still celebrate. Yeah. We celebrated after. It was just different.
Your friend just did that. They just had their wedding, and they got married before that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it'll be cheaper for you to have a wedding because it's not an actual wedding. So you tell the cake maker or anybody who's doing decorations that it's just a party. You're already married, so it's not an actual wedding. It's just a party.
Exactly.
So you won't get the extra wedding fee for things, because apparently if you say things are a wedding, they're a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I had listened to a story about somebody who planned a wedding but didn't tell anybody it was an actual wedding. It was a party and everything, and it was a lot cheaper. And then when places found out that it was an actual wedding, they tried to charge her more for the same things.
Which is crazy because it's the same thing. But places do mark up if they find out it's a wedding.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of the pink tax.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard about that.
You know, the tax to be a woman.
The things that are the same as what a man gets, except it costs more.
Yeah, like razors.
The razors. Yeah, the Gillette razors. Oh, it's pink. Guess what? It costs $1.50 more than the man's because his is silver.
It's stupid. Being
Yeah,
a woman
it's
is
dumb.
expensive enough as it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so don't throw away this relationship that's good because you want the title of wife. There's no way to stop being a wifey because you're a partner in a relationship. If he's doing his part as the boyfriend and you're doing your part as the girlfriend, then you're good. You're still doing it. But
yeah.
if you're looking for just the title and he doesn't want to do it, then dump him and move on. But don't throw away something that's good because you just want the title of wife.
Yeah. No, it's not worth it.
Yeah. All right, here's our last one.
Oh, good, because I am feeling it.
It's 80 proof. It's really good. Cheers.
Ooh, cheers.
I do taste more ginger.
A little bit, but still, it could be more gingery.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try adding this to some Bundaberg ginger beer.
Ooh, yeah.
Bundaberg is my favorite ginger beer for making my Moscow mules.
That is a good one. That's probably my favorite. My second favorite, Cock and Bull.
Cock and Bull is also delicious.
I love a good ginger beer.
All right, you get to read this last one because it is in your field of expertise.
It's just a question.
It is, but still there.
Okay, well, the question is, people who have been fat and then became fit, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting to diet and lose weight?
Do you want to finish your shot before answering this?
Sure, but I mean, I just wish I had more context.
Well, apparently the person's fat and they want to become fit. And if you were that way, what did you do? So at your peak, when you started working out and down to where you are now, how much did you lose?
I've lost about 60 pounds.
That's a good chunk. I mean, you weren't obese, but
No, but I
had
mean, fat loss is fat loss, okay? And fat loss, honestly, it just comes down to a calorie deficit. It's calories in and calories out. Yes, there might be a little bit more to, but to make it simple, it is consuming less than what your body burns. So obviously this all depends on what you weigh, but honestly, if you're consuming less than what you are burning, you are going to lose weight. And obviously you can create that deficit by eating less food and also by getting in more movement in your day. So usually it's best done by doing that as a combination. You start adding in more movement and you eat a little bit less. But to be honest, like for me in my personal journey, I started noticing once I dialed in my nutrition and really realized that I was eating more than what I was supposed to be eating a little bit less is when I started losing more body fat because I was not consuming more food and even though I was still getting the same amount of movement because you cannot out train a bad diet.
Yeah.
You can't just work out and eat like crap.
You had me start keeping track of my macros, like what I ate.
Yes.
And then I realized, oh, I am eating more than what it takes to, like, if I continued eating, I should be gradually gaining weight, which I was doing because I was eating too many calories. So now I'm in a calorie deficit. I'm not working out at all. I'm still doing my regular walking around at work and that physical activity. So my weight is going down. It's going down slowly.
Yes.
But I'm still in a calorie deficit and I don't have to spend any extra time working out.
Yeah, because A, you don't really have a whole lot of time, and B, it's just not exactly your thing.
I do 12-hour shifts at work. I don't want to come home and have to work out after 12 hours.
Yeah, and obviously everyone's schedule is different, and so it just depends. I mean, obviously there are ways to add an additional movement in your day. If you're on the phone, maybe instead of sitting on the phone, you walk around. Yeah.
Don't most people walk around while they're talking on the phone?
No, a lot of people
just me?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will just sit and talk. There are ways, and there's the whole, everyone will say, oh, just park further away from the store. And that is a good tip. Taking stairs, that also is a good one. But there are things just while you're, doing everyday things, you can just walk around a little more. Walking is honestly the best exercise, I feel like. I mean, next to strength training, just walking though, because I understand strength training is hard for some people. There are plenty of things you can do with your own body weight, but walking is so beneficial for so many reasons. But I just feel like that's just a great place to start. It's just adding in more steps in your day, but also focusing on what you're eating. You don't have to cut out your favorite foods. It's just about moderation. But when you are aware of what you're eating and how much you're eating, portion sizes, these are key things that when you are aware of what you're putting into your body, it's easy to make modifications. Maybe instead of having a whole bowl of ice cream, you're having a couple scoops. Or, actually knowing what a portion of even like rice or chicken is. And being able to see that visually.
Yeah, because when I see what a portion of chicken or steak is, it's very small for a portion. So I increase because it's protein.
Yeah.
So when you make my meals for work, because you do my food prep.
Yes.
I have you add extra ounces of whatever the protein is to mine, so that my body can use it.
Well, yes, because you need more protein because you're not getting enough out of your breakfast where I am, and you need more.
What's an average serving of chicken? How many ounces?
I would say 4.
4 ounces. And then when you do
4 or 5.
My meals, it's 6.
4. Yours is either 5 or 6.
Exactly.
It just depends on what I'm making, but yeah, generally yours is about 5 or 6 ounces, just because I feel like you need that little extra because you're not getting enough in your breakfast.
Yeah. Well, okay. So tell people how big is 4 ounces of chicken? Is that a full chicken breast?
It's probably going to be about the size of the palm of your hand.
That's very small.
Which I understand everybody's palm is a little bit different, but it's generally about a palm size.
Yeah, it just seems small. And so what happens is people that's a small serving of chicken or whatever food they're eating, and they end up eating more because it looks small. That's why you have to do portion control.
You do, but also realizing that after you're eating, if you have a bigger plate and you're putting more on it already, you're probably going to eat it all, and it's probably going to be too much. If you start smaller and just give it a little bit of time, your hunger cues, once that sets in, you may not be as hungry as you think you are.
Yeah.
It may look a little bit smaller. You're going to have to play with it. Everybody's different. Everybody, even if two people, even if they weighed the same, were the same height, they're going to have different energy expenditures. Because one person might be more active and one person may not be as active.
Yeah. Well, see,
but it just depends.
I have ADHD. I'm hyperactive. I'm always moving around and stuff.
Yes.
So, I would need a little bit more calories than a person who's not like me.
A little bit, but you have to play with it and you have to see what's going to work for you. And the easiest way to do that is to track your calories. And for some people, I understand this may seem very tedious, but it's really the only way. So my thing is my advice is someone who's just starting out, track your calories. Track what you're eating on a normal day.
How would they track their calories?
You can track it using an app. I like to use MyFitnessPal. Lose it is another great way to, but there's plenty of apps.
I have MyFitnessPal.
If you track your food, even just on a normal day, don't try to modify your diet. Just see exactly what you're eating for a day or a few days. Honestly, if you track it for just 3 days, just normally, see what that's like. And then try and see what it's like when you maybe subtract a couple hundred calories. So...
Well, like me, what's my deficit? How many was it 500 calories below? So like
I like to
currently-
do a deficit of either 300 to 500.
Okay, so I currently weigh 215, and my deficit was 400. It's 400.
Okay.
So like right now, it just so happens my goal is 2,000. It used to be a little higher than that, but I lost weight, so my goal went down because originally it was like what 2,400.
Maybe something like that.
And I started becoming more active, and I lost weight.
Yes.
And so now my deficit is 2,000.
Yes, and you do need to make adjustments given, when you lose weight, gain weight, it's going to adjust. You have to be flexible. But if you're just starting out and you're wanting to lose weight, my biggest suggestion is look at what you're eating now, look at what your maintenance calories are, and then get into a deficit. So you're going to want to eat for your deficit and then also add in more movement. Just a little bit. You don't have to go extreme. I would just start adding in more movement and looking at what you're eating and maybe seeing if you can drop a couple hundred calories a day, which is going to add up to, weekly, you're going to start losing weight. It's just, you have to see what you're eating first and then seeing what you can do to subtract from those calories.
Yeah, so just a little bit less.
Yes.
Will make you lose weight.
Yes.
But you should figure out what your caloric intake to maintain your weight is, and then you subtract from that.
Absolutely.
So how would people figure out how much they need to maintain?
There are calculators online, but you can also go and see a professional. You can see a personal trainer, a nutritionist, dietitian. All of these people can help you to make sure that you are in the range that you need to be, seeing what your TDEE is, and then subtract from that. Usually a 300 to 500 calorie deficit is where you're going to get the most benefit. If you are more on the morbidly obese side, you can go into a higher deficit. But if you are kind of more on the like overweight to almost normal range, we're gonna want to do a smaller deficit. But it's so easy.
Well, what's since you're like fit and in shape, what's your deficit?
Right now, I have a very small deficit.
What is it? How many calories?
Like 250.
That's very small. Mine's what, 500?
Yours is 500, but because I have kind of gotten to the point where I'm at my goal weight, I'm about to go back into maintenance calories. I'm not in a very high deficit at all.
Well, that's because your muscles are all, like hard as a rock.
Well, because I've gotten to it because I've had a deficit. But the hard part is when you're new to it, it's just about going in. You want to go into something that is sustainable. You don't want something that's going to be extreme. If your regular TDEE is 4,000 calories because you're, larger, you don't want to go into something that's huge.
So like 3,500 calories.
But you can probably go into a 1,000 calorie deficit and be okay. You're going to lose more weight quicker, but it's okay. I would recommend that in the beginning, but having a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit would be okay. For somebody who is just in the like slightly overweight category, I would go into like a 500 calorie deficit a day, but that's probably the max. It just depends. I don't have enough information for this person to tell them where they should be.
Well, to see how much how fat they are.
Like, but it's all about eating less than what you burn naturally and getting a little more movement. I mean, movement is going to help you have a higher deficit.
My movement is just walking at work. I don't do any extra walks or working out. I mean, I go on hikes and stuff when we go out every once in a while, but it's not like a regular thing like it would be for a workout. So
and so for me, like I walk and I strength train.
And like eating less sodium?
Well, eating less sodium, yes, because sodium will play a huge part. It just depends on what you're eating. If you are eating a lot of takeout, if you're eating more sodium, that's going to play a lot in your weight gain. Same with stress.
It retains water.
Yeah, but so can like not getting enough sleep, being very stressed out, these can also play a role in your weight.
Always have to make sure that you drink plenty of water during the day.
Yes, and try to manage your stress. I know it's hard. You can still eat out, but just be a little bit more aware of the sodium content, because a lot of takeout does have a lot of sodium.
Yes. Well, like what happens after we have, let's say, pho? We go out for pho.
Oh yeah, we're like 2 or 3 pounds up.
pounds heavier, but because it's like salt, but it's so good.
It is, and you can definitely do that. Just realize that that's the reason why, and you just go back on track the next day, and
exactly.
You'll lose it. It's just because of the sodium content, because your body's retaining more water.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't realize that you need lots of water to maintain the blood supply in your body.
And you also need sodium.
You also do need some sodium. That's why there's like Gatorade and stuff.
That helps balance your electrolytes.
Because a lot of people don't realize that when you drink water, your body adds it to your bloodstream. Your blood is filtered out through your kidneys, and then you urinate out all your extra, your blood.
Yes.
That's why it's filtered, and that's why if you see blood in your urine, it's there's a problem, because your kidneys aren't filtering out all the blood cells.
Very true.
So you always have to drink lots of water to stay hydrated, especially now that it's summertime.
Oh yeah.
And your body needs it to help function. You stay more alert if you're well hydrated. So stay hydrated, stay in a calorie deficit, and you'll lose weight. Just stay mobile. Keep moving around. Go for walks.
Yes.
And you'll lose weight.
Yes.
Well, I think that's the last story that we're going to go through.
Oh, good, because I don't know if I can handle another one.
What do you think of this Gaison Ginger Flavored Vodka?
I think it's good. I just think it needs more ginger.
1 out of 10. What do you give it?
6.
I was going to say 4.
Oh.
I'm going to give it a 4. I don't taste a whole lot of ginger from it.
No, I wish there was more ginger to it.
It does do the getting you tipsy.
Sure.
So like I feel great. We've had 4.
Oh, I'm tipsy for sure.
Oh yeah, no, it's good for that. But if you're looking for ginger flavor, I wouldn't get that. But maybe I'll add it to ginger beer and then let everyone know next episode how I like it added to ginger beer.
Yes, that'd be a good idea.
So if people need to get hold of you, what do they do?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm under Ashley_Shaffer_fitness. Or you can find me on Facebook. Also, if you want to learn more about health and fitness and find my awesome recipes that I make and watch exercise demos and talk about all things health and fitness, I'm on Facebook with Let's Talk Fitness with Ashley.
Or just go to her Instagram. You can click the link tree and it goes to all of her stuff.
Yes.
Which is faster to do than trying to look it up. If you need to get a hold of me, you can go to disneyguy.org and that goes to all my stuff. Like everything's on there.
Super simple.
My books, my articles that I do for magazines, my artwork, my voice acting, my manager stuff that I do for Tinkerbell, everything's on there.
Oh my gosh, and now mine will soon have like
yours will
my
have
website,
an LLC.
personal training.
You can just
oh
give people your website in a minute.
So weird.
That would be great. Hey, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great week or weekend.
Thanks for celebrating with us.
Bye.
Bye.